again, friends. It's Sharon from Mad Paper Crush here. Welcome to the last 2 weeks of the year. I can't believe it's the end of 2022 and I'm doing my assemblage videos again. I've done these for the last couple years and I love kind of going through and looking at all the projects I've done through the year and kind of bringing them to you in kind of an overview sort of way in an assemblage. And so that's what I'm going to be doing for this week and for next week. So I'm just going to review some of the projects that I've gone through, talk about them a little bit. And if you have time over the holidays and want to check them out, I will link them down below. Or if you would like to do some projects, there's plenty that you could tackle during the holidays here as well. So I hope that you'll join me as we go through this part 1 of my assemblage for 2022. All right, the first project I want to talk about are these fun little cards that look like maybe just window cards, but for me, they are magnifying cards. So you can take them and you can actually, let's see if I can do this on the video so you can, I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me try a different one. Maybe get a bigger picture here, but you can see they are actually magnifying bookmarks. And I have found that with my eyes and the way that they are deteriorating as I grow older, that these have come in very useful. And I think they're really fun. So you can actually buy the magnifying paper that you can put on into these. And I had a little tutorial on how to make them using some digitals that is really fun here. So I thought this was a fun way to embrace, I guess I should say, the direction that my eyes are going. So I will link this one down below if you want to check that out. All right, the next project I want to talk about is this journal right here. And this is my basically 100% recycled journal. So all the things, and I guess I shouldn't say all the things because the snap was new. The beads, I mean, I had the beads, but they weren't from something else. You know, I didn't recycle them per se, but most of the journal, I should say, a very big majority of the journal is recycled. So it has a snap open on it, and I believe it has an old envelope as the base. And then most of everything inside is recycled. So I used a lot of greeting cards that I had gotten to make my tuck spots. I used tissue paper that I had gotten at different stores where things were wrapped up for my signature pages. I did use some coffee dyed pages, but old book pages, these were recycled as well. So all kinds of fun things to do. The reason I really liked this one is because it used up some old greeting cards that I had lying around. So I covered up the sentiments and if there was any writing on them, if I, didn't want that to be seen. But I thought this was really fun. And I also used some recycled fabric from, I think an old window shade that I had lying around. This is an old envelope that I got in the mail that I recycled. So all sorts of fun things to recycle into doing a full recycled journal. So that one was really fun to put together, and it was most fun probably scavenging. Is that a word? Scavenging? Going on a scavenger hunt around my house to find all the things that I was going to use to make this journal. Okay, the next project I want to talk about is these fun book page mushrooms. I had such a ball making these. I just freehand drew the mushrooms. I didn't use any template or anything. And then I was actually trying to use, to do a little review on some watercolor brush pens that I had received, and finding different book pages that would allow those watercolors to kind of blend in fun ways was really fun. So you can kind of see this one looks like it has some chemical pictures on there. So this was like an old chemistry textbook that I found. So some of these are the same thing, but it was really fun that some of the papers are a little bit more slippy than others, and I think that helped with the watercolor brushes that I was using. But I love how these turned out with all these fun bright colors, and they would make great tags or, to put in a mushroom journal or something like that. So these were really fun to do. Okay, this next project was also really fun. I had so much fun doing this, and it was pretty addicting, I must say. So I actually made these buttons. So these buttons though they may look like they're real buttons, were actually paper buttons that I made. And then I put them on these digital button cards that I actually was giving away as a freebie. So if you're interested in the button cards, you can head over to the video that's there. And in that description, there's a link to the freebie where you can get all these fun button cards. And then if you make your own buttons, or if you have real buttons, you can put them on these cards that I made. So sometimes it's hard to find button cards that are vintage. And so I just kind of designed these up to look vintage and to hold some of the paper buttons that I had created. But this was really fun to do, and I can't believe how great they turned out. I mean, they really look like real buttons. And when you hold them, I mean, they're not real thick, which is kind of nice because sometimes buttons are really thick, and to put them into a journal, it's sometimes too much. But these are, I don't know, a couple pieces of paper thick, but then they're also shiny. So these were really fun to do. You could use some different kinds of paper. This paper was actually some metallic paper that I had. So I thought that was fun because sometimes you see those kinds of buttons around as well. So if you're interested in trying to make some paper buttons, or you want this freebie that I gave out during that video, you can head over to that video to get the freebie. All right, the next project that I want to talk about was my different things you can make from a digital kit. So making ephemera from a digital kit. So if you have a digital kit that maybe is just a bunch of journal pages, or it just has, different pieces of, pictures in there, how you can use that digital kit to make actual pieces of ephemera that you can put into your journal. So for example, this coin envelope, this little coin pocket, I should say, wasn't in the digital kit that I was using. It was just a piece of, a picture of this handwriting on there. And I folded it down, made it into an envelope, and then added this fussy cut botanical on the top there. So this wasn't in the kit itself, but if you just kind of reimagine what's in your kit, you can come up with a lot of different things that you can do. So another idea was taking some bigger pieces of ephemera. So these were old book pages with some beautiful black and white pictures on there. And then there was a marbled page as well. And I just made a tab and a spine. And this turned into a little file folder, which would be perfect inside a signature of a journal, or even as the cover of a little journal itself, if you wanted to do that. So I thought this was a really fun idea to put a bunch of pieces together. And then another idea was taking a standard 2-inch punch and punching out different parts of the ephemera. And so if you look close, you can probably see what these pictures are, but I tried to punch them in such a way that they could be used for anything. So you just kind of see flowers on here. You can't really see that it's, a basin with a pitcher or something like that. But I thought these made fun little tags to put into any kind of journal. This could be a garden journal or something like that. And I just layered up some different things to put on top of them. You could use them as tuck spots. You could use them as tabs if you folded them in half or something like that. But I thought this was a fun way to just kind of reuse some of that digital ephemera maybe that you weren't sure what to do with. So using different parts is a fun way to do that. And then the next one I did was just using one piece of the digital and then layering other things on top. So actually creating a tag from a bunch of different pieces in the digital kit to create something new. So I thought that was really fun. And this nice big tag would be fun with a hole in it with maybe some, lace or something coming out of there too. And then the last thing that we did in that video was we made this layered pocket. So it's fun to just take some of the digitals that you have and layer them together and create something brand new. So this has a nice big pocket up here and a smaller pocket down here, perfect for, adding in tags and, notes or whatever you want in here. But this was something you could do, probably go through some of the digital kits that you haven't used all the pieces from and pull things together and make something like this, and it comes out and it's real creative. So that is making ephemera from a digital kit. All right, I was only going to do 5 projects, and I did 5 already. We did the recycled journal, we did the book page mushrooms, we did the magnifying bookmarks, we did our paper buttons and our ephemera from a digital kit. So that's 5, but I thought I would do a little bonus project because I found my Do-Si-Do journal that I had made, and it was so much fun to make that I thought I would share it with you. And if you're inspired, then you could go make one yourself. So a Do-Si-Do journal is actually 2 journals in one. So it kind of looks like one journal. You open it up and there's, you know, a pocket here, just like you might find a normal, you know, any other junk journal with a signature here. No problem, no big deal. But then when you come to the end, you flip it over and there's another journal peeking out here. So this one I didn't put a signature in on this side, but there's all kinds of flips in here, tuck spots, and an envelope, all kinds of fun things in here in this Do-Si-Do journal. So 2 journals in one. Oops, and there's even some more things that I didn't show you over there. So a Do-Si-Do journal is a lot of fun to make, and I have a tutorial on how to do that as well if you are interested in having fun with that. All right, friends, there you have it. My assemblage part 1 for 2022. I hope that you give some of these projects a try. And if you do, I hope that you'll tag me so I can see what you did. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.